Hello students, welcome you all back to the problems of joint venture. Previous video we have discussed the theory of joint venture. So if you have not watched the theory, please go back to the introduction joint venture video, watch the complete video, then you come back to the problem. Otherwise you cannot be able to understand the problem. So understanding the problem depends on understanding the theory. That's so simple. So in the theory I have explained you what are the journal entries to be passed in the books of co-venturers. So now we'll start the problem, expecting that you have taken a hard copy of all the problems which I have given in the link. So before starting the problem, go to the link in my description, take a printout of all the problems and keep it ready before watching the video. Come on, we'll start the problems now. First problem, see the problem number 1. A and B enter into a joint venture to sell a consignment of timber, sharing profits and losses equally. So two co-venturers are there, A and B. They have agreed to consign timber and share the profits and losses equally. A provides timber from his stock at a mutually agreed value of 5,000. So A has supplied 5,000 rupees of goods from his stock. Then he pays expenses of rupees 250. And B incurs further expenses of rupees on cartage, storage, etc. amounting to 650 and receives cash sales for 3,000. Actually, goods are supplied by A, but the goods are sold by B. B has sold all the timber for rupees 3,000, and the expenses paid by B is 650. He also takes over the goods of the value of 1,000 for his use in his own business. So B has taken 1,000 rupees worth of timber for his own business. At the date of close, A takes over the balance of stock in hand, which is valued at 1,100. Remaining balance of timber was taken over by A at a valuation of 1,100. Prepare joint venture account and co-venturers account in the books of A. So we are required to prepare joint venture account and co-venturers account in the books of A. So here you can see books of A. Books of A joint venture account I have prepared. B's account. तो A के books में B का account open करेंगे. B is the co-venturer. So in the books of A, two accounts we are required to make. First joint venture account, second B's account. Now we have to remember the entries. Already in the theory video we have discussed what are the entries to be passed in the books of the co-venturer. So here the co-venturers are A and B. In the books of A, first entry. Starting I am explaining you. A provides timber from his stock at a mutually agreed value of 5,000. तो A क्या कर रहा, अपने स्टॉक में से 5,000 रुपए का टिम्बर जो है जॉइंट वेंचर में लगा दे. He is sending 5,000 rupees worth of timber to the joint venture. So entry will be joint venture account data to stock, or you can write purchases also. Joint venture account data to purchases. So joint venture account debit side to purchases. How much worth of stock he has supplied? 5,000. 5,000 rupees worth of timber A has supplied. Next, he pays expenses of rupees 250. A has paid 250 rupees expenses. So entry will be joint venture account data to bank. Joint venture account data to bank. Expenses, it is 250. Then it is saying he pays expenses 250. B incurs further expenses on cartage, storage amounting to rupees 650. On this joint venture, B has paid 650 rupees. So entry will be joint venture account data to B's account. So joint venture debit side to B's account expenses, and B's account credit side by joint venture 650 rupees. These are the expenses, right? Who has paid the expenses? B has paid. Now, and receives cash for sales 3,000. B has incurred expenses of 650 and also he has received cash sales rupees 3,000. So entry will be B's account data to joint venture. So B account debit side to joint venture sale 3,000. And sales joint venture account credit side by B's account sale 3,000. Next is he also takes over goods of the value of 1,000 for his use in his own business. So B has taken 1,000 rupees worth of goods for his own business. So entry will be B's account data to joint venture. To joint venture. Goods taken. How much goods taken? 1,000 worth of goods he has taken. Joint venture credit side by B's account. Goods taken. 1,000. Next is at the date of close, A takes over the balance of stock in hand which is valued at 1,100 rupees. So at the end, 1,100 rupees worth of stock is remaining and that stock is taken over by A. So entry will be purchases account data to joint venture. So by purchases, because it is taken over by A. Goods taken over 1,100. That's all. All the entries, all the transactions which are given in the problem we have posted in the ledger account. Now we have to find out whether there is profit or loss on this joint venture. So if you find out the debit side 5,250. 5,250 debit side is more. Credit side 5,100. So you can see 5,100. 5,900. Here B's expenses we have not taken 650. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5,900 is on debit side. Debit side it is 5,900 and credit side it is 5,100. So you can see debit side is more. Debit side 5,900, credit side only 5,100. So 5,900 minus 5,100, 800 rupees is the difference and that is the loss because debit side is more. Joint venture का debit side ज़्यादा है, credit side कम है तो loss है. कितना loss है? 800 rupees का loss है. तो 800 का half 4 because equal. The co-venturers will share the profits and losses equally, that is given in the problem. So 800 ka half, 400 loss will be borne by A and 400 loss will be borne by B. So what is the entry here? Profit and loss account data, B's account data to joint venture. Profit and loss account data. A को जो profit, ये books of A ही है. ये books जो है A के हैं. तो A कहेगा कि मेरा जो profit and loss profit हो या loss हो, that will be transferred to P&L account. और B का जो loss रहेगा वो B के account में transfer कर देंगे. तो entry for loss is profit and loss account data, B's account data to joint venture. तो joint venture credit side by P and L account 400, by B's account 400. Total is 800. This is the loss on joint venture. B's account is debited to joint venture. Loss, that is 400. So 400 plus 400, 800 rupees. Now both the sides are equal, 5,900. That's it. So here we have posted. Now remaining balance will be paid by B. Actually, who has sold the goods? B has sold the goods for 3,000. तो अब ये 3,000 रुपए किसके पास है? ये B के पास है. तो 3,000 rupees he has sold, 1,000 worth of goods he has taken, and loss is 400. So debit side 4,400. 4,400 is the debit side total. Credit side also will take 4,400. Now 4,400 minus 650. So 4,400 minus 6,000. Here expenses we have not posted. Expenses we have not posted. Joint venture. Expenses 650. Correct. So 4,400 minus 650 will get 3,750. So 3,750 is the balance which is receivable from B to A. अब B के पास से 3,750 rupees आने का है. किसको आने का है ये? A को आने का है. तो entry will be bank account data to B's account. Bank account data to B's account. तो B के account को credit करेंगे by bank. Balancing figure. Final amount received. final amount received. That's all. This is the end of first problem. This is the first problem. Again, I'll explain so that you can be able to understand here. There are two co-venturers A and B. A and B enter into a contract of joint venture to supply the timber. A supplied timber worth rupees 5,000. So entry will be joint venture account data to purchases account. तो joint venture को debit कर दिया. Joint venture को debit कर दिया to purchases 5,000. Then A has already also incurred expenses of rupees 250. So entry will be joint venture account data to bank. Expenses 250. Now the goods are sold by B, and B has incurred expenditure on cartage, insurance, etc. worth rupees 650. So entry will be joint venture account data to B's account. तो joint venture को डेबिट करेंगे to B's account expenses 650 और B's के account को क्रेडिट करेंगे by joint venture expenses 650. पोस्टिंग हो गया. Now all the goods are sold for rupees 3,000 by B. B क्या करा 3,000 रुपए में पूरे goods बेच दिया. Not all. Some goods are sold by B at rupees 3,000. तो entry will be B's account data to joint venture because the goods are sold by B. The entries are passed by A. तो B's account data to joint venture. तो B को डेबिट करेंगे to joint venture sale 3,000. Joint venture को क्रेडिट करेंगे by B sale 3,000. Now 1,000 worth of goods are taken over by B. B क्या कर रहा है 1,000 रुपए के goods ले रहा. तो उसकी एंट्री B's account data to joint venture. B's account data to joint venture. B को डेबिट करेंगे to joint venture goods 1,000. Joint venture को क्रेडिट करेंगे by B's account goods 1,000. And remaining 1,100 rupees worth of goods are there that is taken over by A. 1,100 rupees worth of goods are taken over by A. So entry will be purchases account data to joint venture. तो joint venture को क्रेडिट करेंगे by purchases goods taken over 1,100 rupees. Over. All the entries are over. Now we have to find out the profit or loss on joint venture. We can say debit side it is more 5,900. अब 5,900 में से 3 items minus कर दिए तो balancing figure we are getting 800 rupees. This is the loss because debit side is more. The entry for loss is profit and loss account data, B's account data to joint venture. तो 800 रुपए के लॉस में 400 रुपए का लॉस A का रहेगा और A का जो लॉस रहेगा वो P&L अकाउंट को डेबिट कर दिए और B के लॉस को B को डेबिट कर दिए to joint venture. Right? Now B's account is debited to joint venture loss 400. After posting, this account will get closed. Here B's account debit side it is 4,400. From 4,400 subtract 650, 3,750 rupees will be finally sent by B to A. The account is closed. Venture is over. That's it. Now see the second problem. See the problem number 2. A and B enter into a joint venture, agreeing to share profits and losses in proportion of 4/5 and 1/5 respectively. Previous problem it was equal profit sharing ratio. Now it is 4/5, 1/5. A supplies goods to the value of 5,000 and incurs expense of 400, just like the previous problem. A has supplied the goods for rupees 5,000. So entry will be joint venture account data to purchases account in the books of A. And expenses incurred, joint venture account data to bank. B supplies goods to the value of 4,000. Joint venture account data to B's account. And incurs expenses of rupees 300. Joint venture account data to B's account 300. B sells goods on behalf of joint. B sells goods on behalf of joint venture for 12,000. 12,000 rupees में B goods sold कर दिया. Entry will be B's account data to joint venture in the books of A. Charging commission at 5% on the value realized. According to the agreement, B is entitled to a commission of 5% on sale. Sale जो क्या 12,000. 12,000 का 5% 600. So 600 rupees is the commission which is payable to B. The amount due is settled by bank draft. Show the necessary accounts in the books of both the parties. That means the accounts are kept by both the parties separately. A के पास भी accounts maintain हो रहे, B के पास भी accounts maintain हो रहे. We have to show the accounts in the books of A as well as B. Exactly similar to the previous problem. Now see here, books of A. In the books of A, we have to make joint venture account and B's account. And in the books of B, we have to make joint venture account and A's account. A के books में B का account, B के books में A का account. Apart from that, joint venture account. So first entry, when the goods are supplied, when the goods are supplied by A supplies goods to the value of 5,000. Entry will be joint venture account data to purchases. Here I am writing to purchases 5,000. Then an income expenses of rupees 400. The joint venture account data to bank expenses 400. And B supplies goods to the value of 4,000. The joint venture account data to B's account. Goods supplied by B. How much goods are supplied by B? 4,000. Now entry will be joint venture account data to B's account. So B's account is credited by joint venture goods 4,000. Next, and his expenses amounted to 300. 300 rupees are paid by B. So entry will be joint venture account data to B's account. Expenses 300. Here also by joint venture expenses 300. Now sells goods. B sells goods on behalf of joint venture for 12,000. B has sold the goods. So entry will be B's account data to joint venture. B's account is debited to joint venture sale. He sold the goods for 12,000. So joint venture credit side by B's account sale 12,000. And after charging commission 5% on value realized. So according to the agreement, B is entitled to a commission of 5% on sales. So 5% of 12,000 comes to 600. So 600 rupees commission to B. Entry will be joint venture account data to B's account. So joint venture account data to B's account commission. That is 600 at the rate of 5% on sale proceeds. So B's account is credited by joint venture account 600. That's all. Now the amount due is settled by bank draft. The settlement will be made by bank draft. So before that, first we have to find out what is the profit or loss on joint venture. So credit side 12,000. Debit side you can see 5 plus 4 9, 10,300. So debit side is less, credit side is more. So there is a profit on joint venture. So 12,000. From this 12,000, if you subtract 10,300. So 10,300 minus 12,000, 1,700 rupees is the profit. 1,700 rupees is the profit. Now this profit will be shared. P and L account. 1,700 into 4 by 5. B's account. 1,700 into 1 by 5. That is equal to, it comes to 1,360 and 340. Total is 1,700. 1,700 rupees profit we are getting. This profit will be shared by both the co-ventures in the ratio of 4 by 5, 1 by 5. So 1,700 into 4 by 5, 1,360. This will transfer to P&L account. जो A का प्रॉफिट रहेगा वो P&L अकाउंट को ट्रांसफर कर देंगे और जो B का प्रॉफिट रहेगा वो B में अकाउंट में आएगा. एंट्री विल बी जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट डेटा टू B's अकाउंट बाय joint venture account profit. The profit is 340. 340 rupees is the profit. Now remaining balance, this account is closed, joint venture account is closed. Now this balance is transferred by bank draft. The final settlement is made through bank draft. That means B जो भी पैसे bank draft से भेज दिया. तो 12,000. So 12,000 minus all these debit amounts. 12,000 minus all these debit amounts. You are going to get 3,000. Not 3,000. 6,760. 6,760 is the final amount. Yes. 340, 600, 300, right. Over. So 6,760 to bank. Balancing figure. Final amount sent. Final amount sent. You can check the balance. 12,000 minus 4,000 minus 300 minus 600 minus 340. You are going to get 6,760. So 6,760 is the final amount sent by B to A. So entry will be bank account data to B's account. So B के account में credit side by bank balancing figure. Account is closed. Now in this problem we are also required to make the accounts in the books of B. जैसा books of A में दो account बनाए, books of B में भी दो account बनाएंगे. Joint venture account and A's account. First entry. A supplied goods to the value of 5,000. 5,000 रुपए के goods supply करा A. तो entry will be joint venture account data to A's account. In the books of B. In the books of B, joint venture account data to A's account, goods supplied. How much goods are supplied? 5,000. A's account is credited by joint venture goods, 5,000. And incurs expenses of rupees 400. 400 rupees are paid by A. So joint venture account data to A's account. Expenses by joint venture expenses. How much expenses? 400 rupees expense are paid by A. Now, B supplies goods to the value of 4,000. B supplies, ये books B के हैं. B supplies goods to the value of 4,000. Joint venture account data to purchases. 4,000. 4,000 रुपए के goods अपने stock में से supply किया. And his expenses amounted to 300. Who paid these expenses? B has paid. So joint venture account data to bank. 300 rupees paid. And B sells goods on behalf of joint venture for 12,000. Now B has sold the goods. So entry will be bank account data to joint venture. Because B has sold the goods, he will debit bank account data to joint venture. So by bank, sale, 12,000. 12,000 rupees, right? Now charging commission 5%. The entry for commission is joint venture account data to commission account. He is getting the commission, B is getting the commission. So joint venture account data to commission. 600, 5% of 12,000. And the amount due is settled. Over. Now we have to find out the profit or loss. Exactly same entry is 12,000. The total on the credit side. Here also credit side total 12,000. Now debit side 5,000, 400, 4,000, 300 and 600. If you subtract all, you are going to get 1,700 rupees profit there also. Exactly same entries. So 1,700 rupees we are getting the profit. It will be shared. तो प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस अकाउंट, अब बी को जो प्रॉफिट मिलेगा वो पीएनएल अकाउंट में और ए को जो प्रॉफिट मिलेगा वो ए के अकाउंट. तो एंट्री प्रॉफिट जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट डेटा 1700 टू पीएनएल अकाउंट टू एज अकाउंट, टू पीएनएल अकाउंट टू एज अकाउंट. तो टू पी एंड एल अकाउंट 1700 into 1/5 is equal to 340. Yes, to A's account 1700 into 4/5, that comes to 1,360. The total is 1,700. This is the profit. Now A's account, joint venture account data to A's account. So A's account is credited by joint venture profit. How much is the share of profit of A? It is 1,360. Over. The joint venture account is closed. Now we have to find out how much is the balance due. Balance due. So here you can see there is nothing on the debit side. Credit side it is 5,000, 6,760. 6,760 is the final amount due to A. अब 6,760 भेजना है, किसको भेजना है? A को. Who has to pay this? B has to pay. B has to pay 6,760 to A. A's account data to bank. A's account data to bank. तो A को डेबिट करेंगे to bank balancing figure. That is 6,760. Final amount sent. This is 6,760. That's all. So these two are the basic problems of joint venture. Exactly similar to the previous problem. In the first problem, we have prepared the accounts only in the books of A. But in the second problem, we have prepared the accounts in the books of A as well as in the books of B. In the books of A, joint venture account and B's account. In the books of B, जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट एंड एज अकाउंट। बी के बुक्स में ए का अकाउंट, ए के बुक्स में बी का अकाउंट, राइट? एंड जॉइंट वेंचर के एंट्रीज, यू हैव टू रिमेंबर द एंट्रीज। फर्स्ट 5,000 rupees worth of goods are supplied by A, joint venture account debtor to purchasers. Expenses paid by A, joint venture account debtor to bank. Expenses goods supplied by B, joint venture account debtor to B's account. तो जॉइंट वेंचर को डेबिट करें, बी को क्रेडिट कर दिया। उसी तरह एक्सपेंसेस आर पेड बाय बी, जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट डेटा टू बी अकाउंट। जॉइंट वेंचर को डेबिट करना, बी को क्रेडिट करना, राइट? देन कमीशन, कमीशन इज ड्यू टू बी, बी को कमीशन देना है, तो जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट डेटा टू बीज अकाउंट, कमीशन। दिस इज कमीशन 600 rupees, राइट? देन सेल, द गुड्स आर सोल्ड, 12,000 rupees में गुड्स पूरे बेच दिया। कौन बेचा? बी। तो बीज अकाउंट डेटा टू जॉइंट वेंचर, बी को डेबिट करेंगे टू जॉइंट वेंचर सेल, सेल को जॉइंट वेंचर को क्रेडिट करेंगे बाय बी, सेल 12,000. After passing this entry, we have to find out whether there is profit or loss on joint venture. Credit side is more, debit side is less. Balancing figure is 1700. This 1700 will be shared in the ratio of 4/5, 1/5. A को 4/5 मिलेगा। अब A के प्रॉफिट को P&L अकाउंट में डाल देंगे और B के प्रॉफिट को B के अकाउंट। तो एंट्री विल बी जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट डेटा टू P&L अकाउंट टू B's अकाउंट। तो जॉइंट वेंचर अकाउंट को डेबिट करेंगे 1700, P&L अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करेंगे 1360 और बी के अकाउंट को क्रेडिट करेंगे 340। तो बी के अकाउंट को 340 rupees बाय जॉइंट वेंचर प्रॉफिट। नाउ डेबिट साइड इज 12,000 फ्रॉम, दैट मींस बी हैज सोल्ड द गुड्स फॉर 12,000। ही विल टेक हिज मनी, हिज वैल्यू ऑफ गुड्स, उन्हें जो पैसा लगाया, उन्हें जो गुड्स सप्लाई करा, एक्सपेंसेस पे करा, अपना कमीशन, वो सारा पैसा निकालकर बाकी का पैसा बी को दे देगा, ओ सॉरी ए को दे देगा, ए को दे देगा। B has sold the goods for 12,000. He will deduct all his amounts, and the remaining amount 6,760 he will pay it to A. So entry will be bank account data to B's account. So by bank, finished. Same is the case for books of B. जैसा A में पास करें उसी तरह B में पास। तो first two problems we have completed.